Have you ever wondered what makes you attracted to certain people? Well, if you answered yes to any of these questions, you're in luck. Today I'm going to go through all different factors that contribute to what we find attractive and different theories that come along with the concept of attraction. So to start things off, it's important to know what we actually mean when we're talking about attraction. Attraction is a desire to approach someone, and it has been shown that most of the concept of attraction is actually unconscious. There are 3 different factors that I want to talk to you about today. The first one is proximity. The second one is familiarity. And the third one is my personal favorite, and it's talking about what men and women find attractive in other people. So let's get started. So first off, for proximity, basically what it's saying is that we are more likely to like someone who is close to us, and the reason this is because it's more convenient and we are also familiar with the people as well. It has been shown that couples who live far apart are more likely to get divorced than couples who either live together or at least close to one another. The second factor that I want to talk about is familiarity. It has been shown that we tend to find people more attractive when we see them a lot. But there also is a disadvantage to this. When we see someone a lot, the overexposure, it can be bad. The best example that I can give you is when 2 best friends decide to live with each other. It either can go super smoothly or it turns out they don't really like each other in the end. Okay, so now that we talked about the 2 factors, we're on to my favorite part. And first we're going to talk about men. We're going to see what men find more attractive in women. So to start things off, men tend to like more of a baby face, and that can range from big eyes to the small nose to full lips, but they also like a maturity look in women as well, and that can be the defined cheekbones and the broad smile. When it comes to weight, men don't really have a particular weight they like, but they like a healthy looking body, and that includes the 7-to-10 waist to hip ratio, proportionate breasts, and men tend to find women with higher voices more attractive compared to women who have lower voices. But when it comes to women, this is where it can get a little more trickier. It has been shown that a woman's taste actually changes when she's ovulating versus when she's not. When a woman is ovulating, she tends to prefer more of a masculine look, and when she's not ovulating, it tends to be more of a baby face look that she finds attractive. But when it comes to women, this is where it can get a little more trickier. It has been shown that a woman's taste actually changes when she's ovulating versus when she's not. When a woman is ovulating, she tends to prefer men who have more of that masculine look. And when she's not ovulating, a woman tends to prefer a man who has more of a baby face look. But there are a couple of things that women find attractive no matter if they're ovulating versus when they're not. Women also find men attractive whose waist is only slightly smaller than their hips, they're taller, and they have broad shoulders. But one thing is, money tends to trump all of those things. When it comes to a man's voice, a woman tends to find it more attractive when their voice is lower. This shows that they have more testosterone. Okay, so now that we talked about the different factors that contribute to what we find attractive, I also wanted to talk to you guys about different theories that come along with the law of attraction. The first one is the Romeo and Juliet effect. The best way I can explain this to you is through an example. So basically, it's like the story of Romeo and Juliet. When 2 teenagers get together and the parents disapprove of the relationship, the teenagers tend to want to be together more. So the more disapproval, the more they want to be together. That's the easiest way that I can put it. The second theory that I thought it was important to talk to you guys about is the closing time effect. This is when you originally thought someone was not attractive, turn attractive. The reason that it is called the closing time effect is when you first get to a bar or a restaurant, you might not find anyone attractive. But as time goes on, you get a little more drinks and it gets closer to closing time, your standards go down and you actually can find more people attractive, hence the name the closing time effect. Now that I've mentioned everything that I felt that was most important when it comes to attraction, I also want to share some interesting facts that I learned in my intimate relationships course. The first one is that beauty is unconscious and is cross-cultural, and it does start from birth. One of the most attractive faces is someone whose face is very symmetrical. And finally, like I mentioned earlier, women's taste does vary monthly, but also it has been shown that when a woman is ovulating, she tends to dress a little more riskier. So with all of that being said, I hope you now understand a little more about what attraction is, how different factors influence attraction when it comes to proximity and familiarity, and what we find attractive in certain people, not to mention the different theories that come along with the law of attraction. Tune in next time, and thanks so much for watching.